Effects of poverty on pollution. The effects of poverty on pollution is a problem that can only be solved by the collective energy of persuading people to take action. Each person needs to understand how he or she is responsible for the state of the world, then take action in an attempt to make it better. Poverty, which is one of the root causes of environmental degradation and pollution, affects everyone directly or indirectly. The poor suffer from both the direct and indirect effects of deforestation, desertification, water and soil degradation, as well as climate change such as floods or droughts. Effects of poverty on air pollution. Air pollution is affected by poverty because poor people live farther from the center of metropolitan areas. Poverty increases air pollution, and air pollutants raise the chances for individuals to develop all manner of health problems. The link between poverty and illness is undeniable. Air pollution aggravates heart and lung diseases, and poor people have higher rates of these diseases. Children also suffer from asthma at higher rates. Poor people are less likely to have access to health care that prevents illness or effectively treats disease. Effects of poverty on land pollution. Throughout the world, people who live in poverty are exposed to dangerous chemicals and hazardous wastes that leach into the ground and contaminate their water supplies. The link between poverty and land pollution has been recognized for a long time. However, there are many wonder drugs available in the market today that can help you fight viruses and bacteria at a faster rate. Poverty is an economic condition in which people are unable to acquire the basic necessities that are required for survival with dignity. There are many social effects of poverty, including but not limited to, homelessness, inadequate education and poor health care, as well as crime and other social problems. Due to possible abuse of goods and services, those who live in poverty are often associated with the detrimental effects of land pollution. Effects of poverty on visual pollution. The International Working Group on Visual Pollution, IWG, estimates that up to 90% of the world's population lives in polluted environments and over 80% of them live in poverty. Environmental pollution is a major component of visual pollution. Visual pollution may be defined as the quality of the environment in which an urban population lives, including all buildings, streets, etc. Visual pollution is associated with many potential environmental concerns, including urban runoff pollution and its impact on marine ecosystems, habitat fragmentation, global warming, noise and light pollution, soil erosion, and erosion of buildings and structures. Effects of poverty on light pollution. The term light pollution is used in the science of astronomy to describe excessive, misdirected or obtrusive man-made light that makes it harder to see celestial objects in the night sky. The effects of poverty on light pollution are similar. Light pollution negatively affects visibility of the stars and planets, disrupts ecosystems, and wastes energy. Poverty is a driving force behind the light pollution problem. The effects of poverty on light pollution are numerous. Some effects are less direct while others are inherent to the surroundings or created by humans. This paper shall focus on the effects of poverty, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, on light pollution. The physiological effects of poor light on area residents as well as the socio-economic effects will be presented in this work. Also discussed will be the effect of poverty on light pollution and the resulting consequences. Effects of poverty on pollution. Effects of poverty on noise pollution. Poverty has significant effect on noise pollution since the prerequisites for noise-making industry can only be afforded by the rich. The effect of poverty on noise pollution is detrimental to human beings. There are approximately 1.2 billion people in the world who live on less than $2 a day. Noise pollution has a significant effect on the quality of life for those living in poverty. This study explores noise pollution, focusing on its effects on people living on low income and offering suggestions for tackling this issue. Effects of poverty on pollution are important to know so that we can control them. Effects of poverty on water pollution. Poverty is the root cause of water pollution. The effects of poverty on water pollution include declining health, rising public expenditure for health sector and so forth. Poverty is one of the major causes of water pollution. It might not seem like much, but what if everyone in your own small town did the same thing? The effects would be devastating. Did you know that more than 3 million people die every year from waterborne diseases alone? If a family cannot afford to build a toilet, they will use anything they can find close to them as an alternative. In order to save our planet for future generations, we need to reduce the effects of poverty on pollution. Effects of poverty on plastic pollution. Poverty is both a cause and effect of plastic pollution in South Asia. An estimated 1 million plastics are dumped into the ocean every year. Over 1 billion people exist in extreme poverty on the planet. I have been looking at ways to reduce plastic pollution and have noticed poverty has a significant effect on plastic pollution. Plastic littering is a difficulty for impoverished areas as there is no incentive to pick up after oneself as no one will see them do it, therefore making plastic pollution much more common in these communities. Also, lack of education surrounding the monetary value of recycling often leads to being easily discarded. Effects of poverty on thermal pollution. Poverty is a problem that exists in many places on Earth. Furthermore, it is growing rapidly in third world countries and has a huge impact on the economy and quality of the lives of people living in those areas. The effects caused by poverty vary. For example, one single cause can have a variety of effects. This can be caused by unfair social divisions between rich and poor, cultural patterns that are inherited from previous generations, corruption within local authorities, or even discrimination from bigger countries. In some cases, poverty comes as a direct result of climate change. Thermal pollution is a first unprecedented phenomenon caused by climate change which affects both poor and wealthy countries around the world. Coming from a study made by the Environmental Research Center, UG, poverty is increasing faster than any other time in history at an estimated 25 million each year to reach over 1 billion people by 2030.